Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on Arrow Season 5, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for like the Arrow Season 5 sizzle reel thing that they just released. Well, I say just released, but we'll watch the trailer before we get into anything else, so yeah, let's watch it.
You won. It's over. What did I ever say that gave you that impression?
Chase has been in the wind for a week.
He's picking us off, one by one.
Who better than you knows the truth? That those closest to you are fated to suffer for your sins.
I put the hood on to right my father's wrongs. It was all based on Ollys.
Nothing ever really dies. It always echoes. You'll learn that soon enough.
To save the city, and that created him.
How'd you think you were gonna beat me, Oliver? We were trained by the same teacher.
We have unfinished business. Sister.
Felicity, I thought we were on the same side.
No, John, I'm on the side that's gonna put Chase away. I'm sorry.
Not that.
I already told you, Oliver, everyone that you care about suffers. Everyone.
Jerkwad. Sorry.
Oliver can't do this alone.
Hey, kid. I'm glad you came back.
So wow, that actually looks amazing. I cannot wait for all these final episodes to come out, and as I sort of alluded to earlier, it didn't necessarily just came out. It came out maybe, what, like 4 hours ago from when this video will finally go up. Unfortunately, it's pretty early in Australia, and the trailer came out at about 2 AM roughly my time, so I think you can understand why I'm a bit late on uploading this. These sizzle reel things seem to come out at a very annoying time for me. So yeah, so hopefully you might want to leave a like just to appreciate that I woke up a tiny bit earlier to do this as well. It's only 5 AM, so yeah. But seeing it's a sizzle reel, I'm not going to cover everything, as some was like old stuff from earlier this season, but we did get a decent amount of new footage from the most recent episode that's coming up, which is episode 19, up until the finale, episode 23. So some of the stuff in this episode is actually from the finale. Not a lot of action stuff from the finale, one, because I don't think they want to spoil it, and two, because they'd still be doing all the stunt things. They actually haven't even finished filming the finale yet. I think they still have 2 or 3 days left of actually filming it, so yeah, it's pretty insane that they actually included footage from the actual finale. So I will just go over the major things from the trailer that I wanted to point it out. I'm not going to go into too much detail with them, just because they don't really provide too much detail with them. Now the first thing is actually this scene with Diggle, and he seems to be outside Star Labs. Now this could be a bit misleading because it actually might not be outside Star Labs. That building in the background, that stadium sort of thing, is actually what the Flash uses for like the exterior of Star Labs, so we don't know if they're actually going to go to Central City, or if this is going to be someplace in Star City, and they're just like using this location. So I don't know if we can take too much from this, but it sort of looks like Central City, just the way that it's lit and stuff like that. So they might actually be going to Star Labs, which I think would be pretty cool. Now this is actually one of the parts in the trailer which I'm sort of confused by. We do see Felicity injured, but I'm not 100% sure who is behind her holding that. It's either like a stick, or it's maybe like a katana or a sword. My initial thought is that it's just a member of like Talia al Ghul's like clan, if you want to call it that, because this does seem to be on Liaisons, and I think like most of them are going to come over to Liaisons in the final 2 episodes, depending when they're going to pop up. But yeah, if I had to put money on it, it'd just be like it's a member of like Talia al Ghul's clan thing that's injured Felicity. But yeah, Now this bit had a lot of people freaking out, and that is Yao Fei in the flashbacks again, and this is like when Oliver's come back from Russia onto the island. Now, my main explanation for this is that if you remember back to last season, season 4, I know it's tough, but you're going to have to remember back to season 4, when Oliver's getting like tortured by whatever his name is, Baron Ryder, and he starts having those visions of Shadow, and Shadow like inspires him to get out of the situation that he's in. I think we're going to see something similar with Yao Fei, because he obviously is being tortured here by Kovar and his cronies, if you want to call them that. Sorry. So similar to what Shadow did last season, I think Yao Fei is going to appear and, you know, sort of inspire Ollie to get out of the situation that he's in. Now, obviously, as I said, Yao Fei appears, and we saw Felicity earlier, so we're obviously on Lian Yu in both the past and the present. But I guess the most interesting thing around this, is why is he going back there in the present? Is he going back there to recruit some people, or is he going there to get like the upper hand on Prometheus? Because Prometheus, as he stated earlier this season, seems to be always like 10 steps ahead of Ollie. So why wouldn't Ollie take Prometheus to an area in which he would have the upper advantage or the upper ground, because he knows the environment? And obviously that place would be Lian Yu. So I think that's mainly the reason, but we'll have to see if there's another reason for it. Now, a big part of this trailer, which had a lot of people amped going into it, was actually the possibility of Felicity being back. Now, these scenes are sort of misleading, because this is from episode 20, where it's going to be a very Felicity episode in both the present and the past, where in the present, Oliver and Felicity get trapped, and they're going to have to deal with the events of what's happened over the past year or two, and the flashbacks are going to be Felicity flashbacks from what I know in between seasons 4 and 5, so the stuff that we didn't see, as well as some previous stuff. So a lot of the romantic stuff you see here could just be flashbacks, especially seeing the lighting, like it's in a lit up Green Arrow cave and stuff like that. So I wouldn't take too much from this. Wait till you actually see the episode before you start freaking out going, oh my god, Felicity is back. Or if you actually like Felicity, you're like, yay, it's back. Wait till the episode airs, because you might be disappointed either way. Now, this is one thing that I think a lot of people wanted to see, and that is Quentin Lance actually meeting Black Siren. So you get the initial confrontation, you'd have to think, when Lance has his gun pointed at her, and then we also see him chained up in a container. Now, this might be a bit misleading, the whole locking up of Lance, because Black Siren might be doing that to protect him, because she might know the onslaught that's coming, and she might know that he would try to get involved and possibly damage himself or get himself hurt. Because one thing we don't really know is, what was Black Siren's relationship like with her father? We knew she had that really strong relationship with Ollie on Earth 2, but what about with her family? We haven't really heard anything about that, and I think we will learn about that in these episodes, maybe, or they might leave it for next season, because as we know, Black Siren is coming back next season, and these last couple of episodes of season 5 should set up what her role in season 6 will be, whether she's going to be on the side of good for the most part, or the side of bad for the most part. So we do see some scenes with Kovar and Ollie. Obviously, this is going to be wrapping up the flashbacks. Even though I think it's going to be good to see the flashbacks go, it's going to be sort of sad at the same time, because it is a big part of the show, and I am very interested to see how they wrap it up, like how they literally end the flashbacks in season 5, whether it's the scene that we saw at the beginning of season 1 in episode 1, whether like it's that exact same scene or reenacted. That's probably like one of my biggest curiosities of this season, apart from like how they defeat Prometheus and stuff like that. It's how they wrap up the flashbacks. Now, one thing, I don't know if a lot of people saw this, there's a scene where Ollie's taking down some US Marshals. It is Ollie's wearing like that brown coat that he always has. But in the background, is that Malcolm Merlyn? I think it is. I think he's teaming up with Ollie. What they're doing here with the US Marshals, I have no idea. Is it something to do with Diggle, maybe? I have no clue. Or maybe someone else gets locked up, but they're dealing with US Marshals. Is it maybe to get a villain out, or is it maybe to get something done with that? I don't know, but it does look like Malcolm Merlyn is teaming up with Ollie here, because there is a scene later on in the trailer where Ollie throws one of Thea's little arrows at someone, and who catches it? It's Malcolm Merlyn. So we know he's in the finale at least. I think even the last 2 episodes maybe. So I'm not surprised that he showed up in the trailer. I am sort of surprised with the whole like infiltrating of that US Marshal area though, because I'm 99% sure that's Malcolm Merlyn in the background, and in the foreground is Ollie with a mask on and his brown coat. We do see Derek Samson return, or Cody Rhodes the wrestler. He's returning to this season. I think I heard something about this maybe a month ago, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was just like a rumor or if it was just going to be mentioned or something like that. But he's back, and we do see him taking on Wild Dog. And if you've forgotten, Wild Dog was the one that, you know, made him who he is. Like, he can't feel pain and stuff like that. Wild Dog was the one that pushed him in that what was it called? I think the drug was called Stardust, right? That's his like wrestler name, wasn't it? So yeah, so obviously that's maybe not the reason they're fighting, but obviously why they've included this in the trailer with them two fighting. So is he just back because he's like back on his own, or is he back because of Prometheus? Once again, another question going into these last couple of episodes. We do see a couple of scenes with Prometheus in this trailer against Ollys, and I think that's just really to, you know, hype up their interaction, because even though it's been a big thing this season, really a lot of the interaction between Prometheus and Ollys has been in the form of him as the district attorney taking on Mayor Queen. That's really been like the majority of their confrontation this season. So we actually haven't seen too much Prometheus versus Green Arrow. So I think that's why they included this in the trailer, and I am actually very interested to see where they are. Like, there is this area, and I'm 99% sure they have used this area in Supergirl, if my memory serves me correct. You only see a bit of it, but it reminds me of a set that's used on Supergirl a decent amount, so I guess they're reusing sets for that. Now, one thing I was actually really happy to see in this trailer was Talia al Ghul taking on Nyssa al Ghul, because this is one thing that a lot of people wanted to see. As soon as Talia al Ghul, was announced for this season, I was like, well, are we going to get to some interactions between the other Al Ghul sister, that being Nyssa? And obviously that is what we are getting. So in regards to how Nyssa is contacted and stuff, it will be interesting to see whether she does it of her own accord, or whether Ollys contacts her and goes, yo, your sister's being a bit of a thorn in my side, could you go deal with her? Now, Nyssa is meant to be in the finale, like, on Liaisons, so this might be like the initial confrontation and then it spreads over to Liaisons, but regardless, that just means we're going to get more Talia versus Nyssa most likely, and I think the more of that the better, because I think they're both really cool characters. Now, you do get like a quick scene in this trailer with Dinah looking like she's tortured, and you do see Black Siren, you know, smiling and winking at her. I don't know if it's just put together this way to make it look like Black Siren is taking on Dinah. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It could be, don't get me wrong. But Team Arrow is going to be in a lot of danger in these last couple of episodes, especially if Prometheus is recruiting different people to help him with his actions, because I think Prometheus will realize, and Talia al Ghul will realize with him that they can't do it by themselves, especially if Team Arrow keeps getting more and more people to help them. But yeah, I am very intrigued to see what happens with these Team Arrow members, because we already know Ollys been affected very heavily by Prometheus, so how will the other members of Team Arrow be affected as well? We do see Artemis on Liaisons. I guess this isn't too much of a surprise, because we knew that she is alive and she's actually on Prometheus' side. She's not being like held hostage by him. Now, I would be very surprised if she lived out the season. I think if there's going to be like a big conflict towards the end, she would be the first person to die, but we'll have to see what happens there. And then we also see Thea on Liaisons. Now, I guess this is pretty cool. We're seeing Thea there, like everyone's there. Thea isn't being left behind like she has the whole season. But there is someone in the background, and I think it might be Samantha Clayton, who is obviously the mother of Oliver's son. Now, I heard a rumor that Oliver's son was actually seen on set. I have no idea if this is 100% true, but it would make sense if Samantha Clayton was in the background there and Thea was trying to protect her, because she doesn't really look like anyone that we've seen before. You could say Dinah, but you never see Dinah wearing anything like that. Like, it seems like something that Samantha Clayton would wear if she was captured, or if she just needed to rush out and get William. But yeah, take that with a grain of salt. I have no idea, like 100%, if like her and William Clayton are meant to be in the finale. But if you're wondering who that female was in the background, my best guess would be Samantha Clayton. We do get a quick shot with Wild Dog with his daughter, which is awesome. I've been saying earlier this season that I think they might, you know, wrap up something to do with Wild Dog. We do know he's in next season, like he is a series regular for next season. But in regards to this season, we did see the flashbacks with his daughter. We learned that his daughter was taken away, then she was doing really well. But I think they were going to make that connection back with them, just so Wild Dog has some clarity, if you want to call it that, so he knows how his daughter would feel about him, so he isn't living in all this doubt and like guilt for himself. And I guess the biggest thing in this trailer, and I think the thing that a lot of people were waiting for and a lot of people were looking forward to coming to the last couple of episodes of this season, and that is Deathstroke returning. And we didn't get to see him, and I was actually not surprised we didn't see him, because I was like, would they show him, or would they wait until the actual episode comes out, or for a later trailer, maybe the promo for the finale, would they wait until then? And they did. They just showed Oliver holding the mask and Deathstroke speaking some iconic lines. So it's awesome to have Deathstroke back, as well as having Manu Bennett back in the role of Deathstroke. And you notice when Ollys walks into that Argus hold up on Liaisons, he is holding a pretty big bag, probably more than what's needed for Deathstroke stuff, and that's because he's going to be taking out Captain Boomerang as well, so Captain Boomerang stuff would be in that bag as well. So it's going to be Deathstroke and Captain Boomerang coming out of that Argus holdup to help Ollie. It's going to be very interesting to see why Deathstroke would want to help him, and the deal that Ollie makes with Deathstroke and Boomerang for them to help him. Maybe they don't like Prometheus. Maybe they've heard of him or something. Who knows? But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to most in these last couple of episodes, because as I said, this is a sizzle reel from episode 19, the next episode, right up until the finale. So yeah, just let me know what you're excited for. Leave your opinions on anything I said. Do you think that is Samantha Clayton in the background, or do you think it's someone else? Yeah, just leave all those opinions in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.